Hi, everybody. Hold on a second here. um, it, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to completely kind of rearrange things here so I can get all of the carders in the filming area. So I'm running a little bit late, but anyhow, well, welcome. Uh, Glad that everybody joined me today. So today, what I was thinking is, we had talked before as I was doing my drum carding videos, and we were talking about different types of carders. Hi, Margot. Um, different types of carders. What everyone had. Hi, Kathy. And I was talking about an old Pat Green that I had that had been converted to an electric, and I was almost for sure that it was something that someone had converted themselves. So I wanted to show it to you. It's kind of like my Frankenstein. Hi, Margot. Uh, and also, um, I want to note too, usually I'm able to see all of you guys' comments, and I can for the most part right now because I'm standing directly in front of my phone. I'm filming off of my phone today instead of my iPad. So what I've done, I'll show you the carders here in a minute, but I want to be able to get these. Hi, Kim. Kind of get the fiber ready for this first one. So anyways, yeah. So last night I dug out the carders because I keep my drum carder on this, my big one, on this rolling cart. Oh, goodness. On a rolling cart that I got from Harbor Freight. And so it's nice because I can wheel that around. But underneath it is where I was storing the other carder. Actually, both of them, I have just a standard hand crank one. And then this is the Pat Green that was converted to electric. And it's a really nice carder. I think that I bought that probably about, hi, Jennifer. I think I bought that one, okay, probably 10 or 12 years ago. It was one that I found on Craigslist. And I remember the lady, she was on the coast, and she met me at work in Portland. And I think I remember her saying that maybe they had goats or something. I'm not exactly sure. But she was into fiber. Pretty sure she mentioned that her husband or someone had upgraded it to the electric. And but anyways, it was really cool. I had a lot of fun with it. I've used it a lot. It's a lot smaller, so the drum and everything is smaller. Well, everything's small compared to this one, but it is a lot smaller than the others. So what I was going to do too is what I did, you guys, was I pulled about 2 ounces each for each carder. And this is just the merino bamboo that I had dyed. And this was the green that I'm going to want to spin like a thick and thin, because I want to do it with this batt. I can grab it here. The Rose Garden batt. So I was going to use this kind of as a base, and then I'm going to do coils with this. But that's for another time. I should also mention, if you guys hear squeaks or like things like that, I'm on a part of my floor that has a squeaky sound. So just disregard that if you hear it. So anyhow, the idea is to card 2 ounces on each carder, and we'll see how it comes out. I know that TPI plays a difference in this, and so I don't expect them to be much more different. Um, the electric carder that I have, I think, is a 72 TPI. Not exactly sure. The one that's over here, the old Pat Green, this one I think is pretty close to that. But I think that my standard might be the 54, because when I bought that carder, I was really wanting to do like art yarns, and so anyhow, that's what I think that's what that is. I don't know. I can't remember. It's too long ago. So anyhow, I've got this, and then I think just for some texture, I am going to add some of the green BFL locks in here, because there's some of these in the other in the batt. So not a whole lot. This is only 2 ounces, so these batts are going to be little baby ones. So, all right. Well, I've got this one done. Let's hope I can make the transitions from carder to carder pretty smooth. If it's not with the camera, I'm sorry. I'll get better at it. I think I'm going to film one on YouTube where I can actually edit it and it won't have all this wishy-washy stuff. So let's get started. I'm going to turn this here. We'll get it down. You guys have seen the big carder before. Why is that not showing there? There we go. Sorry about that. So this won't be anything that's too crazy different than what we've seen before, other than showing that, oh, thank you, Anita. Other than showing that you can make smaller batts on this. I want to get this pink off though. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should leave it on there. It's pretty cool. It's real easy to clean the liquor in on this electric because you can control just each drum has its own motor. So, all right, here we go. Let's card this one. It is monstrous. I'll take measurements for you and show you. Jennifer. That was something I meant to have was my tape measure out here. So with this one, I'm going to try to just work within this part of the carder too, because like I said, this is going to be a small batt, so I don't want to use the full width of this. Those other carders are about half this size. So I suppose I could have worked on one side, but I am going to just do it in the middle. Hopefully my camera on my phone has enough battery time or battery power. I didn't check that. And it looks like it's glitching on my computer. So are you guys seeing that little glitching thing happening? Hopefully you aren't. This, so we'll have 3 different fibers in these batts. We'll have the merino, the bamboo, and then some of this BFL. And I'm just going to kind of toss this in right here. This will give me a good, 6 ounces of fiber to dye. No glitches on your end? Oh, okay, good. It must just be something here, I suppose. Yeah, my screen keeps going green, but that's on my computer, not on my phone, so that's okay. Should have timed this one to see how... Oh, you are seeing the glitches. Okay, yeah, so weird. It might be... I don't know. But like I said, I'm filming on my camera, but I have the my laptop over here so I can see. Otherwise, there's no way. There is no way I could read those comments on the camera. I don't know how people do it. I mean, not on the camera, on the phone. I have an iPhone, I think it's an 11. And so the screen is not like, I don't know, it's not very big. I had an Android before, and it had a much bigger screen. So that could have possibly worked, but it didn't have enough, did not have enough memory to really do anything. I was constantly having to delete files and photos and such. So you're just starting to learn to use your hand carder. Oh, okay, the brush that I've got. This brush, this is simply a dog. This is a dog brush. I use it, I think it's called a flicker brush, maybe. But I bought it, and it has a little tiny, the small teeth there. And it's soft. It's, I mean, not super soft. It's softer than the carding cloth that's on here. But I use that. And I use that simply just to burnish or comb down, just to kind of brush these down. Now this carder, I cannot remember if it came with a bigger brush. It did come with this one, which I think is more like a cleaning brush. I don't know, trying to do that on there, it doesn't work for me. But I'm pretty sure this was a cleaning brush. There might be another one in there, I don't remember. But the carder, it did come with that pin also. Yeah, the dog brushes were great. You can find these. I found this one at Fred Meyer, but you can get them at, I used to see them at Dollar Tree, or any kind of a Dollar General type store, which is great because then it's, they certainly don't cost very much. But I like it. It's lightweight and it has the rubber grip on the handle. So it's kind of been my go-to. You don't have to push very hard. And honestly, you don't really, depending on what you're carding, you may not have to use it. This carder came with this brush on it. The Pat Green one that I have has one of those brushes on it, but my standard carder doesn't. And I didn't really see that I needed that. Kimura's came with a cleaning brush and a burnishing brush, but they're both small. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to, I probably have the other brush too. This one is probably this is probably about 5 inches. That's compared to my hand. But it's probably about 5 inches wide. But it's perfect. I love it. It's my favorite brush. Okay, we're getting the last ones on here. So that didn't take very long. That was a pretty quick time. I think, see how it's building up here? I may have got, I didn't have that going full blast either. Got quite a bit of wool just in this little area. But the burnishing brush is great for picking up and cleaning off the liquor end. Now, wait till you guys see me hand crank a bat. It's been a long time since I've hand cranked one. So I might look kind of ridiculous doing it. And I don't have a clamp on it. I don't have to clamp it down to a table, which definitely makes a difference. But let's get this one cleaned up and off of here. Okay. And the other thing I'm not going to be able to do is, because I blocked myself in, is walk around. So I'm going to have to take this off from the front, which is something I don't usually do. But sometimes I'm I'm barefoot when I'm doing this, but I've got my shoes on today, so I'm about 1 inch taller. So this will probably work. All right. So pull the pin out. These have a little pin on it, which makes it super easy. I mean, going from, if someone decides that they're going to be doing a lot of carding, it is so much easier on an electric carder. You don't have that wear and tear on your shoulders from cranking and turning. Not ready to just pull this off. This is a big drum. It takes a while to go all the way around. Let's see. I don't know, Jennifer. I have a feeling I'm going to look kind of goofy. We'll see. Okay, let's get this on here. Now, whoops. Doing backwards is difficult. Okay, for me. And let's see, I wanted to put something down. If you try to lay fiber on top of any of these drums, you're going to be in for it. So here is the first one. And little bit of veg matter in that. So this is the first one coming off of the electric drum carder, the double wide. So we got a super long bat. There's the bottom, and there is the top. So I think I will lay this one here, and then we'll move on over to this Pat Green one. This one, this Pat Green, it's super heavy. I don't even know how much it weighs. It's a lot, but it is because of the motor. So let me pull this over here. I still need to pull apart the wool for that, but I will pull this over here so you guys can take a look at it and see if anybody is thinking of doing some changing their manual carder into an electric. I know if you have a brother, I think that you can get a motorized upgrade for yours. If someone's handy or has an electrician in the family, they could probably do it. I mean, I'm not advising it, but we have to be resourceful. So, whatever works will work. This braid has a lot more yellow in it, which I'm okay with. Yellow's pretty. I may not end up using this part of it for my thing. So yeah, prepping fibers. If you're new to drum carding and you're looking at, you feel like, oh, I don't have any wool or anything to card, but I have these braids. Well, you can take your braids and card them. Braids are fun to take apart and card because you've got all these different colors. So you don't, you think you don't realize how many different colors you have, and you can separate these. You can put all your yellows here and all your greens here, or whatever, and card those together. But there's lots of different things. Kim, you're trying to decide between the Ashford E-carder and the Brother Electric carder. Yeah, I saw right after I became an Ashford dealer, I noticed that they had that electric carder. And I was thinking, well, I want one. It would be nice to have one. But for me, I can't justify it or not. So it's not something I'm going to buy. I wish I had one. But yeah, I don't necessarily have a need for one, but it's nice. I think the drums are the same size on those. So, but I'm not sure. But it'll be nice. I'm interested to see what you come up with, what you decide. So let me move the camera over. I'm doing my best. I'm not a film person here, but I'm hoping. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Do I need to get closer or further back? Whoops. Disregard my messiness. I tried to clean up for you guys, but in the world of fiber, it's tough. That's true, Kim. That was the other thing. Yeah, is that it is really new. I'm sure it's a great product. As far as the electrical, Ashford's been making those electric, the e-spinners and such. So I'm sure that it's great. But yeah, I don't know. Something that I didn't realize that Ashford had was an electric ball winder. And I don't know why I didn't realize that, but I thought, oh, wouldn't that be nice because winding those by hand is kind of winding balls of yarn. A lot of times I don't do it because I don't want to break out the Swift and all that. Oh, thank you, Jean. Okay, so let me show you guys my Frankenstein drum carder. So from here to here, this is a Pat Green. I don't know what year it was done, when it was made, but it does have the metal tray. I don't know if they all have all that. My only experience with Pat Green is I had a friend who had a mini mill, and it was a Pat Green mini mill roving machine, and it was incredible, but it was older. So I think what someone had done was had this as a hand crank, and then they changed out, added this, they put it on another wood base, added this motor, which I'll show photos of it. It has a C on it, and I looked it up, and it's some old vintage electric motor. And it has like the horsepower and stuff on it. So if you guys are interested, I'll post photos of those. But this is a belt that comes, that's for a car, right? So this is a belt because it has these weird rivet thingies on it. And so is the one that's on the back side. But like I said, I can get better pictures. I would pick it up and turn it around, but trust me, this thing it's heavy. But they wired it and it goes underneath, and it has an on-off switch. So when you turn it on, it's kind of loud, I think. But and for the burnishing brush, what they did was they just added a Duncan, a Duncan brush on the top. So this just kind of bounces around and keeps the wool on there. But you can see this is less than half the width of the bigger carder. But I love this one. There's no doubt about it. Back here, I'll take photos of those gears too. If anybody wants to see it, it's not a problem. Oh, Kim, you have the e-ball winder. Oh, how nice. Yeah, that is really neat. I saw it on, I follow a person on YouTube who is a crocheter, and she had just got it and had shown it. So I guess I've just been in the, I'm not a big knitter. I do like to crochet, but I don't knit a lot. And so winding yarn isn't one of those things that I do a lot, but it would be a nice convenience. My next purchase I want to get is just the regular e-spinner. So I have the jumbo e-spinner. It's still in the box. I haven't even opened it up yet, but I had one before and used it, which I really loved. So, but someone had wanted to buy one and did not want to wait for the time frame, because with Ashford products, there's usually a wait for them. Just COVID backed everything up, I guess, in regards to the supply chain. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this this here, it stopped. It says it's a Dayco Power Wedge, COG belt, whatever that means. But that's what this belt is. So, all right, I'll try not to get off topic. Let's card something up on this. And I have to tell you, when I got it about a dozen years ago, I was so happy and excited with it. I absolutely loved it. It was a game changer for me. I still used a hand carder at that time. I had I think it was a Fancy Kitty is what it was, but it was the really fine tooth one. So I didn't care for that one a whole lot, only because of the teeth. I didn't like the really, I was not a big fan of the smaller tooth. But you can see, so disadvantages of this one is that it does not have a speed control. Cannot control the speed. But isn't it fun? And this just bounces just enough to keep the wool down. As I add more stuff in, I might have to I've done like that before. So instead of using the flicker brush, I can still do that. Now I have to watch this. Sometimes this belt will pop off back here. So I do have to watch that. Hopefully it doesn't happen while I'm doing it. I can't tell you, I felt so bad. When I pulled this out, it had so much dust on it. And on the gears, I have a bunch of wool that got wrapped around it. I always try to make sure when I'm feeding in, I don't go to the edge, because going to the edge of it definitely gets wrapped around those. And I'm not mechanical enough to take this, confident enough either, to take it apart and feel like I can do and get it put back together. So this is just a little off. I'm right-handed, not left-handed, so it's a little awkward for me to do it this way. But yeah, doesn't it? It feeds in really, really nice. I mean, I absolutely love it. The only downside for me was that I wanted to make bigger batts. I think that If I was using a commercial comb top, I could probably get maybe, I don't know if I could get 3 ounces on it. I think I possibly could. But I love this little machine. I think I'm going to keep it out and use it more often because I had thought at one point that I would sell it, but I don't want to sell it. So let's see. Do you find that without the adjustable speed a good thing? Speed a good thing, or do you find it to be better with adjustable? I like the adjustable, but I like the adjustable. I like the bigger carder with the adjustable speed, but that's because it's bigger, and so you really have to do. You kind of need that a little bit to where you can actually be able to take the the fiber off. But this one will card a very fast batt because it's so because it's so fast. Uh-oh. But it does. I might be reaching my limit with this, getting the 2 ounces, because it's a lot of it is getting stuck to the liquor in. Let me see if I can really burnish it down. This one I don't feed from the top. You know how I like to on my bigger one, I can feed bamboo and stuff from the top. I don't do that with this one because it's so fast that if there was ever a chance of it grabbing and pulling, sometimes the top drum will grab that fiber and really pull it in. So it's just it's kind of scary how fast this one goes, really. I mean, actually, oops. It vibrates a lot too. I barely got it to fit on here. Yes, the speed for sure. If you're feeding from the top on any of the drum carders, I would say, and you have the ability to change speed, you definitely would probably want to do that at a slower speed on top. So, all right, we got all that on there. So we got a full 2 ounces plus some of this. But I think I like how it came out. Yeah, so downside on this is that there's no speed control and it's fast. Good side of this is that it's fast. There's also not any reverse or anything. It's simply off and on. So what I have to do is I have to manually turn this till I get to where the split is. To split this and get it off. And this one too, it does not have, they had to have replaced this carding cloth at some point because it doesn't have that nice metal piece in between it. So it is my little Frankenstein, but I love it. So then getting it off, I just wind it. And you have to make sure I don't lay it down here because I've had it get caught and wind up in here, which isn't good. So, all right. Oh, look how cute. This is cute. Okay, so in all fairness, I kind of like this one better already. And I'll tell you why. Because of the curls, the curls stayed intact. But in all fairness, they are going around a little small drum. So, but look how cute that is. And look how smooth it is. That's just the back from the very first stuff that went on. But that is cute. So let me see. Here's my first one. I'm going to lay this one over here. Or actually, let's just look at it for a while. Because before I make that next turn, I need to do that. I need to pull apart the fiber for the hand crank. I'm interested in seeing if the hand crank one is going to come out like that. I think it probably will because I'm going to feed those locks on the top. But I'm going to pull this apart. But yeah, when you are, you know, I can tell you, I don't think that anybody that sells dyed braids or, you know, dyed top or roving or whatever, I don't think we get offended when people pull them apart to drum card with them, you know, because it's a great way without having to spend a lot of money on a lot of different solid color fibers. If you use these, a dyed braid, you can get so many more colors out of it. So, you know, whoops, I wasn't planning on this, but what I'm going to do is actually unplug this carder and move it. And then put the standard one over here, because if I turn around to do the other one, I won't be able to see any comments. So let's see. This is nice because it has this handle right here, but actually let me just get that. So it is definitely top heavy. Shuffling my feet, and I'm gonna, oh my God. Okay, it's down. Okay, so then what I can do is bring the good old standard over here. Here we go. All right. So I didn't want to card down there. It's too low. I want to have it up here where it's higher and easier to do. But yeah, I don't have that clamp. I think these come with a clamp where you can attach them to whatever surface you're working on. So I kind of have to hold it like this and do the feeding like that. But we'll do it. And like I said, these teeth are so wide apart. I really do think that this is I think it might be that 54 TPI. But we'll see how fast I can do this so we can compare them. Yeah, it takes a little bit of ingenuity there to get that. So, what kind of carder does everybody have? I know a couple of you guys have some brothers. What's everybody got in the way of carders? Does anybody have a Duncan? I think Duncan Yeah, this is definitely the 54 TPI because look how pretty that comes in. Okay, I might have to do some bats on this. Um, oh, you have the 120 TPI. Oh, so the 120 would be really good for like super fine fibers. Um, and Carolyn has the baby brother. I like the baby brother. I thought that would be neat to make like hand pulled roving off of it. And Jennifer bought hers from an estate sale and it has no name. Well, I bet, Jennifer, if you posted a picture of it, um, there would be somebody who knew what kind it was. There's a lot of, if it's old, does it have a chain on it for the here, or does it have a band? Oh, you have the strap. I don't know how to say that. Strap super fine double wide. How nice. I've heard that those are really good. That's a really good brand. Okay, Margot. Yeah, super fine wools. Trying to decide what to buy. The Fancy Kitty manual. Okay. Yeah, the Fancy Kitty is the Fancy Kitty I think is the first carder that I bought. And I liked it, but like I said, it was the finer. It did have the finer teeth, I believe. And I was new, and so I was frustrated with it too because I didn't know much about carding. Need more curls. The only carding that I had done was on my friend's electric carder, which was a double wide Duncan. So going from a double wide Duncan electric, I'm sorry, it was electric, to a hand crank was hard. Yeah, Jennifer, or send me a picture of it if you want. I mean, if you want to, it doesn't necessarily matter. But I bet it is. It could be if it's from an estate sale, depending on how old the stuff was. It could be an old Ashford. If it has a chain on it, it could be a Fricky, one. I actually have one of those. I don't know why I end up collecting things, but I actually have one of those, and the Fricky chain one, but I cannot get it. I took it apart to clean it, and it's like I can't get it to work right. It's like the carding cloth is going the wrong way. I bought it like that, super cheap, and I didn't really realize that there was something wrong with it. So luckily, it was just going to be as like an extra. And Kim, you have the deluxe manual drum carder. The deluxe manual, the brother. There's a lot of people that have brother carders. They're super affordable, and the quality is so good. Brother now took over the Pat Green portion of carders and such. So this little carder, I see a lot of fiber artists on here have this carder, and it's fun. I like it. You know, this was much. I guess it didn't look too bad me doing this. I makes a world of difference putting it up higher, I think, for me. Kristen just found a Pat Green brand triple picker. Oh, for a good price. Good for you, Kristen. When we were talking about Pat Green, I was going to tell you guys my story about Pat Green picker because I had a Pat Green picker too. I had, now this was when my kids were little and I was still working in town. And, so I had found on Craigslist, there was a yard sale. And on the yard sale thingy, the lady said she had a spinning wheel. Oh, no, that was a different picker. Sorry, that's a different story for a different day. The other one, the wool picker. Okay, I found that one on Craigslist also though. But I went over. They were retiring, and she was going to be in her RV traveling, and she didn't want to take her spinning stuff with her. So she sold me a Pat Green picker, the big swing ones, brand practically new, for like $200. And I was ecstatic. I could not believe it. So I bought it and brought it home, and I had it for probably maybe a year. But I got I got it caught on my t-shirt a couple times, so I cut my shirt. And my kids were little, so, and they're boys, so boys are, excited. Boys do crazy things. Even though it had a lock on it, and stuff, I just felt like it was too dangerous to have around with kids. So I sold it, but I sold it for twice as much at that time. I sold it for $400, I believe. And it went to a new fiber artist, and she was really happy to get it. So I was happy to do that. But I look at prices of them now, and I thought, why did I do that? I should have kept it. I could have just kept it in a locked room or something like that. But well, good, Kristen. I'm excited for you. I bought one of those table picker thingies, and I was gonna do that, but I think demo on that. But I'll do a demo on that outside. I'm not really good at that. I'm still just like, trying to. I haven't used it a lot, but yeah. Oh, okay. So same story. She bought it and never used it. Yeah, isn't that something? I mean, yeah, it's great. But and people are always, fiber artists are usually really excited about, passing it on to someone who they know. Obviously, somebody who wasn't a fiber artist probably wouldn't buy it, but passing it on to somebody who is going to get use out of it is always a good thing. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. You're going to love it. Watch out for those spikes on there, though. I like the little box one because I don't really do much wool. I mean, I don't do much of that cleaning. I don't like to clean fleece. I don't know why. I think it's just, it's like a texture or smell thing. Kim, you have the John Meek, I think it's Meek or Merrick swing picker, but you bleed every time you use it. So you got the fancy kitty box picker and you like it better. Oh, good. Yeah, that was my other story. The lady, I went to another estate type sale, and I bought a Ashford traditional, a little tiny one of those, the John Meek or whatever it was. It was a small picker. It was like tiny, but it was so cute. I sold it also. My kids were young. There was always more expenses. So it's kind of seemed like I would buy myself something nice, and then I would have to sell it because the kids needed something. But, oh, good idea. I wonder if that'll probably work. Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys the texture on this one feels different. And I think it's because of the TPI with the carder. This feels bigger and fluffier. But let me get this off of here, and I'll show you all 3 e-carders. Okie doke, 3 batts that we made. Look at the dirt from the carder on that. And my squeaky floor. It's kind of like we didn't realize that there was a squeak or that it was as bad, and then we laid laminate flooring in here, and now it's like super squeaky. Okay, so back comparison time. This just came off of the Standard Brother carder. It's thick. There's the back side. And this was done, I'm almost going to say 100% sure, with the 54 TPI. So I think the benefit of that is that, look at that, a lot of these locks really stayed intact. I didn't have to feed those from the top. They went through the bottom. So that was pretty cool. I like that. So there's a use for every carder. Let's tie this one up. And that's probably going to be like, it's over 2 ounces because it is 2 ounces. So that's the Brother Standard 54 TPI. I'm really surprised at this one. And I'm going to say it's my favorite. This one came off of my Franken-carder. I'm going to call it that, a Franken-carder. Let's see, Kathy, what you need to do is find some cheap wool combs. That's something you would use often. Trying to put it through a carder. Okay, Kathy, I will try to find, I've been all over YouTube lately, and I watched a video of a lady who made a pair of homemade type cheap combs out of like hair combs or hair picks, and I'll try to find that link and send it to you. If I can't find it, or get online, and if you go to YouTube, Google that, how to make homemade wool combs. Wool combs are something that I never bought because they just look like an accident waiting to happen in my house with 3 rambunctious people, kids. But yeah. The hand-carded one with spin thinner. I don't, you know what? I'm wondering, I think, I'm not so sure about that. I almost think, Kathy, that it's going to be the one on the big drum. Only because, well, I'll show you. It's thinner. But look, so this is my Franken-carder batt. And this has all the wool locks. Of course, I did add some of those later, but it's pretty thick. It's not as thick as that first one. Well, it's pretty close. The drum on the Franken-carder is not as wide. It's a bit more narrow. But yeah, it really kept the texture of the locks. I like that because I like to do that. I like to keep that on the locks. But yeah, carded up really nice. I need to spin some of these today. Whoops, now I can't figure out how to tie it. There we go. So there's our Franken-carder batt. Super cute. And then this is the last one. This is the very first one that was made on the Jumbo Electric. Now, I didn't work the whole length or the width of the carder. I only worked in what I thought would be about the same width with the other ones. But because it's the same amount of fiber, but it has the big drum, so it's way longer, way bigger. And I can tell you that this one is softer and airier, and that is probably obviously because of the width of the batt, the circumference. So this one, I feel like this one would probably spin thinner because it's carded and it's airier. It has more, it's thinner, so you could be able to pull off, some really thin pieces to do that. But this one I didn't keep the integrity of the locks necessarily because I fed them all through the liquor in. Had I put them on the top with the speed control, I could have done that probably. But this one is way bigger and it has a lot more air to it. Let's see. I'm trying to make it look like that one. Or like the others because I rolled them. So let's do that. So this one, we will roll up into a few things. There we go. Okay, that wants to fall off. All right, and so there is our little bun that's from the double way. So they did come out different. It's so funny because if I was to guess, I would think, yeah, this one came off of the double because it's bigger, airier, and thicker. I would have thought that this one would have come off of the manual, but I did use the burnishing brush a lot on the top. And the Franken batt. Kim, I agree with you. I like this one too. This one is my favorite. And is yours? Is it because of the curls? It might, this one is my favorite because of the curls. And I probably should have, this was the one that came, no, that came off the double, the big one. I probably should have not burnished these down. I should have gave the hand carded one. I probably shouldn't have carded and smoothed out those curls. Had I not done it, it would still have those curly locks on it too, I believe. So, but there we go. 3 little baby bats. And Kathy likes how they're blended in on the double. Yeah. Yeah, it's all just a matter of preference, right? As far as what you like in regards to, move this over here. I worked up a sweat. In regards to how you like to card. So anyways, what time is it? I think I took up quite a bit of time. But anyways, oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think I might, so this was kind of like my first little experiment with it. So I think I might do it again sometime just to compare a little bit more and try to be a bit more precise with how I do the fibers. So anyways, all right, you guys, it's been a longer demo than we expected, but I will let you guys all go. Thank you for hanging out with me. And I will see you next Tuesday when we do something different. I don't know. We'll maybe drum card or do something of that. So anyways, thank you all for joining, and we will see you later. Okay, bye.